All right. So we're back.
Right, welcome back, guys. Sorry about that. I'm not exactly sure what precisely happened, but we were in the middle of recording and then it just went away. My Wi-Fi didn't go away, so I'm not quite sure what precisely happened there. But nonetheless, we wanted to go ahead and wrap up the topic that we're talking about with the future of AJ Ngannou and so forth. And Andrew was in the middle of giving us his thoughts, so go ahead and finish up your thoughts there, Andrew.
Long story short, I think you guys got what I was trying to say in the other video. I believe it's up to the Prince. The money's so big for AJ. Not only is the guaranteed purse great for these guys, he made $50 million last night. Ngannou makes $20 million, right? That's $70 million. This fight, you guys makes more money than any fight that's ever been put together in any sport, MMA or boxing. I believe it's that big because of the MMA side will buy in. The MMA side is used to paying pay-per-view buys, so they're all in.
Sure.
When you put this thing on a closed circuit venue, they're all in again because they pack their houses too. Whenever they travel to different cities, they seem to do great on ticket sales. So they have a fan base that don't give a shit about paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They will feel
Loyal,
this thing is big. This is a retirement. This is a walk off into the sunset, and possibly a big FU to Tyson, who's kind of given AJ always, made him the blunt of all the jokes. AJ had a rough career, but Tyson has always been making fun of him, picking at him. He doesn't need Tyson right now. Right now, he's got potential 200. I'm dead serious, you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if it's $250 million that he walks away with. He made $50 million for a boxing match that was a sparring match. You got to think they're going to double his guaranteed purse just to get him into the octagon. Then you put this thing on pay-per-view and give him a percentage, and they're fighting in Saudi, meaning that the UK and America. Miguel, do you know how much money they're going to make on pay-per-view?
More than I can count, I'm sure.
I'm sure, right? This is walk off into the sun type money. What does AJ have to learn? A ground defense? Look, the kicking's great. It fucking sucks if he gets kicked to death. Whatever. You can still land a right hand. You could step in on a kick. It's gonna suck. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you can try it.
Yeah. He's gonna have to eat the kick, but he'll be able to land the right.
You'll land the right and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? When you knock him in the fight, look at what your right hands were doing to him. It seemed like every time he touched him in the last fight. So the kicks, whatever. You're going to have to man that. He's got big legs. AJ got big legs. He's going to have to train for it. Yeah. That's another thing you got to love about AJ on this transition over to the MMA is he is very athletic. He doesn't have to learn an armbar. He needs to learn how to get the fuck up. Yeah. He needs to learn ground defense, right?
Yeah.
That's and everything else on stand-up, dude, is you got to give it up to the boxing god that he's taught you your reflexes, because it's another thing that I always thought is being underestimated is the boxer's head movement and being able to do that half step back. The cat-like reflexes of a boxer is so underestimated in the MMA. They won't believe it until they see it. And they did see it. When Holly Holmes ducked Ronda Rousey's fucking, what was it, a right hand or a left hand?
You remember when she stumbled on her own?
She went into the road. That's the shit. That's the shit I'm talking about, bro. That's the reflexes that I'm talking about. All right? It takes years to master that. But I'm telling you, as a boxer, and maybe there's karate guys in there that have experienced the same things. You see face expressions with the unexperienced striker. You will see their face change before their punch. It's because their punch is so far back. It's like, oh my God, he's gonna hit me. You got like 2 seconds to move because the motherfucker's like, ugh!
Yeah. He telegraphs it without realizing it in his face.
Yeah. So that's why Holly Holmes was like, oh, gotta go. Into the fence she went. You understand?
Yeah.
Elite versus elite. This is what we haven't seen in the octagon. Holly Holmes, I do give you that credit. I know they took it away from her. All of a sudden, that fight did not become what the fuck it was when they were walking in, right? They even said, Holly Holmes thinks she's going to win tonight. Thinks? She destroyed your girl. She fucking destroyed her. Wasn't really even a fight. She thinks she's gonna win tonight. Whatever. And then I love how they start bringing in. She's a kickboxer. She's also done MMA already. They're hella trying. All of a sudden, this wasn't a boxer versus UFC. This was she's everything else. She is MMA. The fuck out of here. Whatever. Anyways, back to Ngannou. Oh, I don't want to hold you too long. That's where I'm at, Miguel.
Okay, right on. Yeah,
we whipped your ass again.
looking forward to seeing whether or not they can, lure AJ into the cage now before anything happens with Fury down the line, because it's not needed even really.
And let me say, boxing, not we. It's not me. I'm not. Yeah. No.
I know.
I don't want to be on the street and someone challenge me. Oh, we motherfucker.
Yeah. No. It's like, I'll show you those cap kicks, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. You call this girl fight? Ow, motherfuck.
Yeah. Like, damn, that's just a show, motherfucker. We're just on the show. Relax. Oh, fuck. All right. Well, we can move on to the next major news of the week. I guess it's officially official. Munguia taking on. He's been chosen. He got the golden ticket to fucking to take on Canelo. He has officially won the Canelo sweepstakes. It's not going to be Crawford. It's not going to be any other Charlos. It's not going to be Benavidez, and apparently it's not going to be Berlanga either. Now, officially, May 4th, we have Canelo versus Munguia. The zone pay-per-view and Amazon pay-per-view. I've seen both of them shits. I don't know. This fight isn't that big. I mean, yeah, it's going to be pretty good, but this isn't no Tyson Holyfield where they got Showtime and HBO, or Manny and Mayweather that they put together. HBO and Showtime. Apparently, they're going to do this. Amazon pay-per-view and fucking the zone pay-per-view. So, boom, it's official. May 4th, Cinco de Mayo weekend. We jumped through some hoops to get this fucking, apparently, right? Yeah. Like, it was going back and forth. We didn't know what the hell it was. We figured they were going to have to make a decision pretty damn close because, Cinco de Mayo is only a couple of months away at this point. So they needed to kind of rush it and hurry up already and make the fucking decision. Boom, Munguia comes out on top. Was it the right choice? Was it the right choice? What do you think? They went the right decision?
We won't know until we see the success of Amazon Prime. I think we already know what to expect from the DAZN subscribers with Canelo. It's about 400 to 600,000. I don't know if Munguia is going to break that mold for him at DAZN. Mm-hmm. But now it's the Amazon Prime side that brings in a whole side of, what would you say, casual fans that are going to have access to this fight, where they might say, hey, you got nothing. Who knows how they respond to it? Let's see if Amazon Prime is going to put up a build-up show. It would be in their best interest to try to do a build-up show and sell it to Amazon Prime as a very cheap price, just for something them to stream, get some viewers. And that the 24/7s used to do extremely well for HBO with the casuals. I seen a lot of casual fans know about fighters and fights, what was going on during training camp, because they were tuning in on whatever replay that was being shown on the 24/7s. Hey, I seen it last night. Hey, I seen it the other day. So it really did help HBO sell that fight to their network. Amazon Prime being young and going all in with one of the faces of boxing, you'd think you'd want to maximize your potential avenue, right? So if I'm PBC, I'm putting together a camera crew, I'm following around these guys, and then I'm going to go to Amazon and say, look, I got a 3-part series, I got a 4, whatever they got, and see if they can sell something to them to put on. If it doesn't work, this is it for Canelo, man. He's not making $35 million anymore. Dude, listen, he went to both companies, and obviously the guaranteed money is not there in either company. So both companies called each other and said, yeah, what do you think about this kid? Or this man? We'll call him a man. He's a man now. What do you think about this guy, this man? Hey, he's full of, he's a little delusional on his fucking guaranteed purse. But what do you think we can do together, right? And Al Heyman must be humble now, because he's reaching over the table a lot now. I think the PBC is all in on we'll work with people again. Yeah, you know what I mean? They don't have really any other choice. Not every fight can be a pay-per-view fight, man. So he's gonna have to go to ESPN and DAZN at some point and try to get his fighters into the situations that get guaranteed money for his company. The company got to turn on the lights somehow. You need that guaranteed purse. It's amazing. I don't know. It's like a fucking Hail Mary, really, because we haven't seen the ball come down yet. Right now, the ball's still in the air for Thurman, and they might lose millions on that one. You know what I mean? So Canelo's got one shot at this. I don't know if Munguia is the opponent that's going to break him records or even get him to the $1 million mark. And the fact that he couldn't strike a deal with anyone kind of confirms that he's not as marketable as he once thought he might be in the Mexican American community and in Mexico, but it stops there. He didn't transition over where De La Hoya did. He had Rosie Lope. What's the actress?
I'm trying to think. Rosie Perez, right?
Rosie Perez.
Yeah.
Sorry for forgetting that. She's a huge boxing fan.
Yeah.
Rosie Perez, Jennifer Lopez, right? Tiger Woods. He had fighters of all Americans were coming to watch him, not just Mexican Americans. You get what I'm saying? De La Hoya had crossed over where Canelo has not. He's got one fan base really. So that's where I'm at with Canelo. I think this is his final shot at being the $35 million or the $30 million guaranteed purse. If this doesn't work, I don't even think the Benavidez fight's on the table anymore. It looks like Benavidez moved to light heavyweight. I don't see that him coming back.
Well, what do you mean by doesn't work? Like, I guess technically, what would be categorized? What criteria would he have to follow?
Dude,
all right, it didn't work out for Canelo.
I think both companies have to make a significant amount of money to come back to the table with this guy. And when they're giving him so much money, right? Remember, Al Heyman still has to pay Amazon Prime, right? So what's their percentage they're taking out of Al Heyman's cut that's already been cut from Eddie Hearn and DAZN? There's so many hands in this pot. This isn't, he doesn't own Amazon Prime. So he's given, he's just getting paid. Is it a percentage or a wage? I don't fucking know. And then this could be, his we're still in business, but hey, he's making fucking 10 grand by the time everybody's hand is done out of the cookie jar. That's why when I heard the news that it's both of them, like, huh? He went back to the PBC and was like, okay, hey, so they said that they'll pay half. What do you guys think?
Can you meet them halfway and pay the other half? Do you think? Because I remember them doing this also for was it for like Garcia and Gervonta? I think they did also both Showtime pay-per-view and DAZN pay-per-view, if I'm not mistaken. Although only one crew, ringside crew, was the one that was in charge of the commentary. But I want to say, because I remember like they were showing the pay-per-view numbers, like the price on Showtime, and then since I already had like a DAZN subscription, they gave me like a discount for it. So that's how I ordered it through DAZN. But I think that's the last time that DAZN and PBC had worked together, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, unless there's had been one since then. But I don't think this is going to be a tough one. Like, this is going to tell. I think you mentioned earlier, like, Munguia is not going to be the $1 million pay-per-view buy opponent. It probably should have been Benavidez. I think that might have, and he would have had. Whether or not he would have reached the $1 million pay-per-view buys with Benavidez or not is another conversation. But that would have been his best chance at getting to that $1 million.
I totally agree with that.
It's not going to happen with McGee. I mean, granted, we got kind of what Canelo said he wasn't going to do at one point, and saying fight another Mexican, but we're going to get another Mexican versus Mexican kind of sort of superstar. I mean, he's a superstar, but Munguia not so much. So Munguia is a star to some degree, but not a superstar. But we're going to get that. I'm already hearing, we're hearing the things from Oscar talking about this is going to be like Barrera Morales. It's not going to be Barrera Morales. It totally is not going to happen. It's going to be essentially, a longer fucking Ngannou and Fury. I mean, Ngannou and AJ. It's going to be a longer sparring session. I don't see how Munguia could come away with the victory. I see him holding his own because of his youth, and he can take the shots, and he can probably hang in there for the 12 rounds. I don't see him winning one bit. But hey, we're gonna get this, Mexican versus Mexican on Cinco de Mayo weekend, so that in and of itself has appeal. Whether or not the fight actually delivers is another story. But this might be Canelo's last chance to try to prove, like, yes, I still got the star power or the drawing power to be able to have high number pay-per-view buys. Whether or not Munguia does it, I don't know, but I think it's a good idea what you're talking about earlier about trying to figure out some sort of 24/7 countdown type of show, because those things really do draw in people like the general public. You see it on especially if it's on Amazon Prime, which people watch already, you know what I'm saying? And the Zone maybe not so much because they only have so many just subscribers. Amazon has many more, I would have to assume. So having that like some sort of countdown or 24/7 or something along those lines. All Access, I think, is what Showtime called their 24/7 All Access, something like that. Because people watch that. If it's already there and it's already on, they're like, oh shit, there's gonna be a fight on Amazon. What the fuck? Oh, Canelo. Oh shit. I think that draws out a lot more people. Hopefully they go that route. They're not idiots. They know what the fuck they're doing. But this is kind of relatively new. They have been in the MMA market, Amazon Prime, I'm saying, already, but I don't know to what degree or have they been in the boxing, or is this the first time that they've had boxing on their streaming service? So I kind of get the impression that they're still pretty green at that. Hopefully they're smart enough to know something like this, because that's usually what Showtime does, right? We see these all access type shows, and I don't remember the last time they did one. I'm sure it was relatively recent, but it would make a lot more sense if they went in that direction and try some sort of countdown show.
Yeah, even because I think DAZN does one, right? DAZN does.
Do they? Probably. I'm not.
I thought they did for their big fights.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is something both of them need to get into. Look, the big question I think is going to come up immediately after the Munguia fight, Miguel, is who's a bigger pay-per-view draw? Berlanga. All right, Berlanga is going to get one more fight. Do they have an opponent for Berlanga right now? Or is he just, because he just got done, he's really on vacation and whatnot?
Well, he just got done, but he was mentioned as a possible opponent. So that would for Canelo. So I'm sure he would have gone right back into the gym. Maybe taken a couple of weeks off and then gone right back into it had he been selected to fight Canelo. But that fell through. Obviously, now they've chosen Munguia. So since they've announced that it's going to be Munguia and no longer Berlanga, I don't think they've even said anything about Berlanga's next opponent. At least not that I, because he did call out some people after the I don't know if he called them out per se, but I think there was a couple of opponents that were named after that fight, after his most recent fight against the McRory guy. But I don't, that was before he was even really named as a potential a candidate for Canelo in Cinco de Mayo weekend. So yeah, now that they've announced it's going to be Munguia, I don't think anybody from Berlanga's team has mentioned anybody as far as a potential future opponent.
It would be Eddie Hearn's best interest to get him in the biggest fight possible right now. You need to sit Berlanga and his father down and go, if you're truly ready, you came to this company, right, saying that I was going to get you the biggest fights, blah, blah, blah. They need to look at a list of the top 5 and pick one of them, because Benavidez is taking on a bullshit fight. I'm sorry. Whatever the fuck that dude's name is, the guy that beat Stevenson fucking 10 years ago, that we're supposed to give him still props for in this next fight. Nah, man. It's not the one. That's not going to get him any fucking ripples in the water when he beats that guy. No one's going to care the next day. Berlanga was just as hot as Benavidez was when he was fighting with ESPN. He was selling out crowds. He had rappers walking him in. He has the diamonds on ESPN. They know him. The hip-hop world knows him. New York knows him, right? Puerto Rico knows him. He's just as big as David Benavidez, because David Benavidez has shown us twice on pay-per-view that he really does not have a big market here in America yet. 50,000, 60,000 buys, I believe, were his numbers. They were very low with Plant and with Andrade. And Andrade had a co-main event that was supposed to help that pay-per-view buy, and it did not. So that even was worse for those guys. So as far as their star power. because now you divide up those buys within. I thought 4 of you guys were names, right? So Benavidez not that big on pay-per-view. He's tried twice. Potential to be big. And I got to say the same for Berlanga. If you put Berlanga in a big fight and put him into Madison Square Garden and sell it out to the Puerto Ricans and have them do the whole, and it's not the whole Puerto Rican thing because that's what he is, right? Puerto Rican. So represent.
Yeah.
He's already challenged them. He already told Canelo it's Puerto Rico, Mexico. Bam, let's do this. Hard fight. Get you in there. And I think Eddie Hearn can then take Canelo and fight Berlanga in the next fight, and PBC is going to kind of be up shit creek, man. They're not going to eat. Benavidez is just he's not the guy. I know everyone loves him. He's a dark horse, blah blah blah, but he hasn't been put in a position to warrant a fight with Canelo. Getting 50,000 to 100,000 pay-per-view buys isn't doing it. It's not doing it. Berlanga can maybe get that if they put him in with someone good. He's Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans love fights. They don't have too many fighters right now. You know what I mean? I don't know who the guy is. Is it Golovkin? Could Golovkin on DAZN with Berlanga on a DAZN pay-per-view, could that get him the numbers? But this is the move they have.
On because I don't. If they do what has been done with like Miguel Cotto and do it like on like the Puerto Rican parade weekend in June or something in New York, something like that, with Triple G, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, hopefully they can lure Triple G out of the fucking couch because he looks like he's been relaxing for the last couple of years. So that wouldn't be a bad idea. Do what Munguia probably should have already done and fought fucking the old lion on the way out. It's like this, you have a chance of beating this motherfucker on the way out, and you put a name, a recognizable name, a former monster, because that's what I think Max Kellerman used to call Gennady Golovkin. That shit, like he's the monster, he's the middleweight monster. Now we have a new monster right in fucking Berlanga who calls himself that. He's like, I'm a fucking monster when he jumps on the damn ropes after he wins. It's like, oh, now we have the new monster against the old one. Let's get a crack. And that's not a bad idea if they do it that weekend, that like Puerto Rican parade weekend in June in New York. That might sell out some fucking arena,
Triple G is Canelo's Marquez to Pacquiao. That's what Triple G is. So he would be fighting his Juan Manuel Marquez, right? Mm-hmm. Knock him out, take out the old lion.
Yep.
And then you look at the camera and go, "What's up? There's your arch rival. This is the guy that gave you all these problems, right?" See if Canelo picks up the phone, man. The fight's bigger than what they're doing with David Benavidez.
Let's say for the sake of argument that happens, right? Let's say Canelo gets past Munguia, which most likely is going to happen, because the only reason PBC is involved in this fight is because Canelo kind of had to broker a fucking deal, pretty much, right? Like part of it was because the story is, or from what we read, he was with PBC, especially with these last few fights, and then he leaves them to go back to DAZN. Couldn't come to a full agreement, got help from PBC. So it's like, all right, both these guys are coming together to make it happen. Do you think PBC will be involved in, like, let's say, Berlanga Canelo? Will Canelo have to do the same thing and go ask for them for the other half?
No, they won't be involved, and that's what we need to find out. That was a great point that you made about what contract did they sign. Is this a joint contract that must go into a next fight with PBC and DAZN working on Benavidez versus Canelo? That is why I say it lies on the success of this fight. If this fight does not generate buys, I think Al Heyman already knows what his guy is worth. Behind closed doors, they know what David Benavidez is worth, and that's why that fight wasn't put up front. The one that makes him the most money is Berlanga Benavidez. Those two are the biggest potential pay-per-views. Munguia is not, right? So they didn't go that route. They went with Munguia for a reason. And I think it's because both companies know that their guy is not ready. right? As much as David wants to brag that they offered him 65 million, his boss is showing us otherwise through his actions.
Sure.
So that's a great point that you made. I don't know what the contract is, but we've seen Canelo walk before. If the money's not there, he's leaving. And I see him doing that again. He's going to say, look, can you guys give me what they're offering? Because this is dumb that I know. I think this is a one-fight deal, and I think he's a free agent, just like Terrence Crawford's a free agent. They get one-fight deals, and then they're moving on because their asking price is so much. You need a fighter that's going to generate that revenue.
Yeah, you need the opponent. So you briefly mentioned, I didn't have it originally on my stories here, but you did briefly mention Crawford just now. How to segue onto that? Did you see the news about him and fucking Eubank Jr.
Yes.
At 160, I think it is. I don't know where the fuck he's at, but is that desperation? He's got plenty of 154 guys. No, I mean, why jump to 160 to take on? I don't even think he's a belt holder. I don't even think he has a belt.
Because of his age. I'm starting to think that he's looking for an exit. Crawford, I'm talking about, and his exit is Canelo, right? Not only will he solidify himself, he's already an all-time great, but you're talking like Ray Leonard Robinson, legendary, if he can go from welterweight to middleweight to possibly super middleweight. You're talking Roy Jones Jr. and Terrence Crawford in the same category.
Yeah, conversation. Yeah.
Conversation. So, and that's only 2 fights away. He's really only 2 fights away. He beats Conor Benn. You can almost guarantee his next fight is Canelo, especially.
No, Eubank, not Conor Benn.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Eubank. Especially if his punches are fast. He's not. What if he knocks him out, bro? Isn't he like on a fucking 10-fight knockout streak or some bullshit?
Who?
Terrence Crawford.
Oh shit! Is it? Damn.
Or he stopped. He stopped all of his welterweight opponents or something like that. What if he literally goes up 160 and then stops that guy? You know what level of freaking power he thinks he's gonna have, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. If this is because of his age, look, PBC fucked him, man. They fucked us with Terrence Crawford's career. Yes, he had a great career, but it could have been legendary already. It really could have. If he would have wiped out the whole. If Mikey Garcia had balls and fought him at lightweight. Right? But he didn't. He ran. If Manny Pacquiao had balls, and listen, people, I know Manny has balls. You guys know I'm fucking around here, but they didn't want Terrence, man. We know these guys ran from him. That's Mikey Garcia, undefeated, and that's Manny fucking Pacquiao, who's a legend. Both literally left the company because they were being pressed to fight him. And then the whole PBC roster. You guys were pathetic for a few fucking years on the whole. You're on the wrong side of the street. So lame. Because once he got his hands on you, started knocking you fuckers out. You guys couldn't even go the distance with this man. Yeah, he was on the wrong side of the street for the wrong reasons, though. You were lying about the reason why you wanted him on the wrong side of the fucking street. Liars. You knew what the hell was going to happen. Knocking everyone out.
And it happened. And when he got the first PBC dude in fucking Porter, he smashed his ass, and then he went against the big guns and took Spence out.
And even Jose Benavidez is PBC now. I know he was top ranked before, but he's PBC now. He got knocked out too. All of their little hard ass stable. What do you guys got in common?
Yeah.
TC.
That's like funny. That and although you kind of accidentally mentioned them earlier, because I was looking at some of the fights that were kind of coming down the pipeline. Now Conor Benn and Manny Pacquiao. I'm a little concerned about that one. Manny, I don't think Manny should be putting himself in these positions anymore. Yes, I realize that he's special. Yes, there's just only so many of these special guys come around in a generation, and he's the last one. I don't want to see him get fucked up Not to say that necessarily it'll happen here against Conor Benn, but we are talking about a much younger Conor Benn, which again he did go 12 rounds or 10 rounds in his most recent fight, so it's not like he's smashing everybody already. He's coming off a layoff, or was coming off a layoff prior to that previous fight, but. Yeah, so that seems to be the next. They were at Ngannou and AJ fight, and right at ringside, if I'm not mistaken, and they were talking to one another. So
he walked Ray Vargas in.
Oh, did he? Wait,
Manny. Manny did. Yep.
Oh fuck, did he really? Damn, I didn't.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he's walking behind Ray Vargas when he goes into the ring. Yep.
Wow. All right. Yeah. What do you think about that? I mean, we were thinking about because we were talking some time ago about Conor, right? Talking about potentially fighting someone like Broner or something along those lines, right? It's a stretch now. Broner to fucking Manny. It was like, whoa, what the hell? Is it too much of a jump, or is it like a calculated risk considering Manny's age?
Is it too much of a jump for Conor Benn?
Yeah. From somebody like saying like, all right, you're gonna put him against fucking Broner, and then be like, boom, I got Manny.
Yeah, no, it's not, because Conor Benn's so much younger. If he's the real deal, you're beating a 44-year-old or 45-year-old, I believe now, Manny Pacquiao. Look, Manny Pacquiao might be. My Uncle Junior always used to say Manny Pacquiao was Roberto Duran to him. That's what he always used to tell me. That's who Manny reminded. His style, in and out, fast, powerful, took his power in multiple divisions. This is his Roberto Duran moment, right? Taking on the younger fighter. You're in your older days. Maybe you win, maybe you don't. He always looked good, right? Davey Moore comes to mind. I don't know what Duran's age. Iran Barkley comes to mind.
Yeah, Barkley.
Vinny Pazienza. Did he beat Pazzi once?
I remember
no, I don't think he did.
I think it was kind of controversial, the decisions, if I recall correctly.
But he was in the fight though. I know he dropped them. I remember he dropped Vinny. That was a great moment for Duran.
Is that the one that they didn't count? Like he dropped him, but they didn't count or some shit? Like
no, he dropped some in the first fight. He drops him one time. He puts Pazienza on his ass. That was a great moment for Duran, because that dude talked hella shit about that. He's an old dude, man. Like, what are you doing? But it was a good fight. Good trilogy they did. So this is Manny's Duran moment. He's going to come back off of retirement, take on a young lion. Maybe he wins, moves on to another fight. And if he doesn't, hey, all right, have you had enough? Right?
Is it really his Duran moment? Because it's not like Conor's a belt holder or a champion at the weight class. It's just like some dude. He's a young cat coming up. He's basically trying to squash the young dude coming up. But it's not like he's fighting for a belt or something like that. It's like, is it really that significant? It's more risk than reward, I would say.
When it goes down in the record books, Conor Benn is undefeated, right? Mm-hmm. He's got a name in the UK. I don't know where his fight's taking place in Saudi, so it's not going to be in an empty stadium.
Sure.
It's a great name to attach to Keith Thurman when you talk about what he did years after his debacle with Floyd. It's a comeback. It's still a comeback. He made his name relevant again in his 40s against the undefeated guy So no, I think there's a fight there for Manny. There's reasons that he would want it, and because maybe that Prince is the isn't it Turkish? It's like
I think that's his name, like Turkey, but spelled with an IE or something.
All right, so I'm gonna. It matters what Turkey wants to buy him. I hope he doesn't get offended by that, but I'll try to learn his language. I just hate keep calling him the Prince and all this shit. I think he probably gets tired of this shit too. Whatever, Turkey, it really matters on what he's paying Manny. But if he gave Manny $15 million to come back, I'm coming back. What the fuck, $15 million at 40 something? I don't even know what the deadline. Manny might come back for $5 million. We know how Manny is. Manny don't give a shit, bro.
Yeah.
Manny's one of the last. He's one of the last prize fighters. He even took a suitcase full of cash. Shit. He took it back to Bob like, hey, De La Hoya gave me this. Bob was like, where'd you get that from? Parking lot, MGM Grand. Take that shit fucking back. Called Oscar, I gotta bring it back. He won't, I don't know. He said I can't keep. What the fuck is he doing, Miguel? Oh, you know Bob was so fucking mad. Call the lawyers, sue Oscar right now, son of a bitch. Oscar's driving away with the signed contract.
Yeah. Like too late, motherfuckers. Taking off. Oh boy. Yeah, that's something. I was kind of hesitant on that. Like when I saw that he was gonna go up against fucking Conor, I'm like, oh really, Conor? I mean, not that Conor is some sort of fucking monster or anything like that, because he's on the shorter side of welterweight. Yeah, he throws a lot, and he's got in his last fight, he got great cardio. He was throwing just as hard at the end of the fight. So, and we know Manny. I mean, I don't know how his legs are. We've seen Manny's calves; they look like fucking this. So the dude's got power in his legs, and as long as he's still got that spring in his legs to some degree at this age, it'll be a much more even fight than I had initially thought. Because geez, I don't know. When I see these older guys in there, I'm like, it kind of scares me because they can get fucked up, you know. But yes. I mean, they're in there, you know, taking out the old lion, right? That's usually how it is. So I guess maybe they wouldn't have it in either way. They're like, no, I gotta go out the way I gotta go out. But yeah, they haven't set any sort of official date or anything like that. But that's sort of the direction that they're going, at least from what I've read. Yeah, I guess we're gonna get Manny and Conor.
Not bad.
All right, and then one of the last topics that we wanted to kind of spew on is this Ryan Garcia talk. Now is one of his most recent fucking videos, the most recent one that you sent me. Where is this dude's head? Where you know he's starting to become the Chavez Jr., like just giving us endless, you know, shit and tablet to talk about. With one of those most recent videos, which the one you sent me, basically he's sitting, you know, next to this dude, next to what looks like a window, like to you know, a hotel room or something, next to a guy who looks like he has a hood on, who's not moving. He's just kind of there. You can't see his face.
He looks like death.
Yeah, he looks like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
the
Grim Reaper.
There, you know, and you know, Ryan is talking all this stuff about how he's having a conversation with the Prime Minister of Israel and showing text messages right on the fucking phone. Who the hell knows if that's even? I mean, does the Prime Minister of Israel text Ryan Garcia? Like, is that really what's going on? I don't know where the hell this dude's head is, but as the fight approaches with him and Haney, it's starting to look less and less likely that his head is even in it. Everybody is talking about him basically trolling us, you know, saying this is just a front, this is just an act, going in that direction to try to maybe bring Haney's team's guard down and be like, oh, this guy's, you know, not that serious, not training that serious, so he can go to the fight expecting one kind of Ryan, and then he comes out looking like the shit because he really did train this whole time. Whether or not that's true, of course, remains to be seen, but what do you make of this most recent news or this most recent video of Ryan?
Where do I start? I hope this comes out right. First off, they should cancel the fight. Ryan Garcia's tactics or his mental health has ruined it. Okay? You can't go on podcasts out in public and say the things that Ryan Garcia has said in the past few weeks or past week and get away with it. Normal people couldn't. Could we go on a radio show and say, hey, I watched kids get raped the other day. They held me down. I don't give a fuck, bro. I watched it. What? Can you say you have evidence on your phone?
Yeah, I recorded it. I recorded it. Like, no, what? You sure about that?
What evidence? Like, why? Listen, Ryan he went too far. And I don't like the fact that his father and Oscar are saying he's trolling. You guys, you know what, man? You guys are supposed to be looking out for this kid. I could have swore he pulled out of a fight for mental health, and now he's trolling us with mental health? Which one is it? if he already has a history of mental health, you don't get to go, oh no, I'm playing this time. Sorry. My parents read me that story, Miguel. You got read the story. What's the story we all know about?
Yeah, it's the boy who cried wolf.
It's the boy that cried wolf. Every kid gets the story told to him because we all do it. At some point in our young life, we try to get out of something by lying, and our parents have to sit us down and go, look, can't do it, because when it means something, no one's gonna fucking believe
it. No one's gonna take you at your word. Yeah.
So guess what, Ryan? I don't fucking believe you.
Shit.
You need help, because I don't believe that the elites are kicking it with you. You don't get knocked out by your shot. Your shot to fame is a fucking. You do good on Instagram, kid. You got a cute smile and the girls like you and you got really hot. The fuck do you think you've done for boxing? What have you done for the Mexican Americans but make us look the way you are acting? And sorry, not everyone acts like you. I know you're like, everyone acts like, no. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not all Christians that really follow the book act like you. You're not doing a good look on them either. And thank you for bringing that up, Miguel. You're absolutely right on that. It goes way further than just the Mexican American. I don't want to see them in the ring right now. You tell me you seen kids get hurt and you're a pro fighter and some dudes held you down. So when they let you go, you didn't crack a fucking jaw? You lying little shit?
Yeah, or go to the fucking
authorities.
Yeah, something like
immediately.
What do you anticipate? Like, what is the point of doing this if you're not going to do anything about it? Or like, if you're going to claim these things, I meant to say, what is the point of claiming that you've seen X, Y, Z, and then be like, I got proof. I was like, okay, why go to the fucking authorities? Why the fuck come to us for? Like, what are we gonna fucking do? You know, are we gonna call the authorities for you? Food? Like, no, you got the fucking proof in your phone, supposedly. So go do something. Or like, what is he's so in so many different directions with whatever trolling supposedly he's doing. At this point, we don't know what the fuck to believe with coming out of this kid's fucking mouth. He was going in such a good. No, it's not right. Yeah, not just on many levels, morally above all, but like damn, I don't know where the fuck, who is in this kid's ear, or who are those dudes that were in that room with him? Like when I see that, or when he said that they removed, that they took away his phone or something like that, or whatever, his internet access or his money, froze his accounts. The first thing you said is like, well, where the fuck is he? In rehab? Because that's the only other spot that we would know that they take that shit away from him. He probably needs to be in fucking rehab the way he's acting. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's where he was at. But where does he keep getting this access to a phone, or his buddies coming into the room being like, all right, let's record on my phone. I got internet access. Let's do this. He's just going to keep, man, it's almost like he keeps digging the hole deeper for himself every single time he puts a video out.
He literally said, in this last video, he doubles down. He talks about it's all true.
He does, yeah.
It's everything I said is true. You guys keep trying to make me a liar. Listen, the young man said he was at the Vatican and watched boys being took into a back room. You guys, this is all on YouTube. You just got to look it up, man. He has interviews saying he was at the Vatican. Why isn't he being questioned by them, their police force, the Italian police force?
Right.
I know the Vatican has like their own country or whatever.
Yeah.
But they have been breached before by the Italian government. Like, hey, there's a little too much going on. We need to, what's going on in here, and they can intervene. Where the fuck what's this guy is saying? He's seen things happen. He needs help. He's crying for help. And Oscar and his father are like, he's trolling. Nah, nothing like, to see here.
I don't believe that little kid. He's just a jokester. He's a little jokester. Like,
sick, man. Yeah. Fucking sick. It's not a good look, Oscar. It really isn't. I'm for the fighters. I'm here for the fight. I'm trying to do Oscar voice. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah. No, hey, Lee, we need you, Lee. Yes. Hey, punk, hey. I don't know what else. That's all I remember he used to do. That's all I remember he used to do.
We both had two totally different Oscars. Sorry, you guys.
Together, somehow we got one Oscar.
Sorry, Sam. That's what you get with
yeah.
us.
We're not doing Lee's impression any justice by doing like, hey, punk,
hey, yeah. Oh, I love my guy. Whatchamacallit? Fucking, nah, man. He needs to be questioned. And of course, they're going to find out he doesn't have shit on his phone. He was never in the fucking forest. He was never held down. Then you go, okay, you have to go to psycho ward now. And then I don't ever want to see you again, Ryan Garcia, because you're fucking sick in your head. No one talks about kids being fucking raped at the Vatican in a fucking room that you're being held down. What is going on up here, dude? That's not man shit. You're not acting like a fucking man. I don't want to give you my money. I don't want to see you. The fight is trash for me as of today. Troll that, motherfucker. Sick, dude. The kid's fucking sick. You went way too far. No. And Oscar and his fat dad, pathetic how they're handling this. Bernard, I haven't heard him talk, but pathetic.
They're not handling it at all. They're basically just like, whoa, he says what he wants to say. Yeah.
Hey, Oscar, how about those kids, motherfucker?
Jesus.
Is anyone asking if this shit is real? I know it's not, but can we at least act like we give a fuck about whatever kids he's talking about?
Yeah. Questioning, because it's like the way things are being handled, it's almost like nobody believes Ryan. There's like, fucking Ryan, whatever. It's like no one's gonna at least question it. No one's gonna be like FBI knocking on the door, like, hey, so you said you got some video? So
what if he was at one of those weird Hollywood parties? Yeah. Right?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he was. I mean, that part I don't necessarily disagree, or I don't not believe him there. I'm sure those fucking parties are off the fucking weirdo, off the wall. But whether or not he saw what he saw or had any proof, it's like, damn, like, that's a stretch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be saying that stuff and then expect, nothing to happen. Like, nothing is happening. I don't know. We don't even know where the hell he's staying or who he's staying with or any of that shit. It's like no one is even questioning the shit that he's saying.
The list of demands for his training camp. Did you see that one, Miguel?
No, I didn't.
Can't drink. Only can have 3 drinks on Friday.
Yeah, wine. But,
it's a fuck. What is this? The road to recovery for a world title?
He's trying too hard to prove that he's taking the fight seriously. He's like, look, I signed it on a fucking piece of paper. So that means
the Bible. The Bible too.
And then talking about, like, he's like, they tell you you're not supposed to have sex I had sex the day of the fight.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. And like, oh man, he's really trying to, like, he's pushing too hard this idea that we're like, I don't know. It's almost like it's not true, but he's trying so hard to prove that it is true that we can see right through that shit. We see right through, like, bro, stop. Enough with these damn whatever these little 3x5 note cards that you're signing that don't mean jack shit.
Chavez did it. Chavez Jr. I think did it too, bro.
Oh gosh, is that where he's getting it from? Damn it! See? It all comes full circle. Fuck, he's becoming the new Chavez Jr. Yo, every week there's some sort of new content on him online. Whatever it is that he's doing, we're gonna start seeing. I mean, look, it's like. Chavez Jr. coming back from the rave and doing the fucking ladder thing, right? That's the equivalent to fucking like Ryan doing the jump rope. You know what I'm saying? Like doing oh gosh, we're gonna see more and more of that stuff.
Jesus. Or bro, what about the hotel video where he looks like he just woke up? He's not shaved. Yeah. He's like, fuck you, Devin Haney. Starts giving all these list of AA fucking rehab fucking demands that he has. You know what I mean? On how he's going to stay sober and take it. Dude, it's so fucking off the wall. Bro, the fight is trash. It's trash. Devin, I'm sorry. You're still solid, but as soon as you beat this kid, I promise you he's going to turn this into victim. He's going to turn this into, we all know he was struggling. Oscar don't give a fuck. And I'm sorry, Oscar, hella looks like you don't give a fuck right now with your, he's fine. Nothing to see here. And I like how he said, we got him. He's out of here. They got him out of here. I love that because that's what they needed to do. You need to take that kid to the fuck. Not the force that he's talking about. Not the bulimia force or whatever. What is it called? But yeah, Big Bear, wherever the fuck they got him, he needs to get out of here. So he's going to turn this into victim, dude. Literally. And if Devin Haney knocks him out in the 3 minutes because he's totally not focused, he's not training good, right? He's got his head in. And Garcia is so full of shit.
Is there? That's even if he makes it to the fight. How likely are we to see? Because we've said it once, and we're seeing now other media outlets saying the same. We know Barbosa's on the other card. He's a co-main event. Yeah. It's looking more and more likely like he's the one that's going to end up having to step up, because they won't cancel the whole card. They won't cancel the whole fight, but they'll put a replacement. They already have a dude already training, already in camp at that weight class, doesn't have to do much anything differently other than possibly prepare for a slightly different opponent, or a massively different opponent in Haney than his current opponent. So how likely are we to see that Ryan pulls out?
That I don't know, because it looks like he wants the money. This isn't about legacy, I don't think, for Ryan Garcia. Ryan likes making makes the checks. We all do, right? Sure. I think he's going to show up. I really do. Now the effort that he puts in is going to be less than what he gave Tank Davis. Believe that. Because once they pop their cherry on that quitting bullshit, it's not hard the next time. They've all said it. All boxers say it. Once you take that fucking knee, the next time ain't hard. And Ryan Garcia's heart, dude, Ryan Garcia said during this press tour, I came to boxing to make money. I've done that. Now I want legacy. That's a terrible answer. That's a terrible, because your drive was money. Your drive was never, I watched the greats and I want to be Sugar Ray. Remember when Tyson and all of them used to talk? They always talked about guys in their past, legends of the past. No, his was, I wanted money, right? So
and then he gets the money, and now saying he wants legacy, and then he's like, this money looks a lot nice. I don't give a fuck about my legacy. Like, now by that point, it's like, yeah, we can switch that up now. I'm done. I got the money. I don't need no fucking legacy. Fuck out of here. Because he even said it himself. He's got only a few. He named a few opponents, Shakur and a few other ones, right? And he's like, and then I'm out. It's like, okay, that you kind of have to reign a champion as a certain, for a certain time, have certain title defenses. That's even if you even beat these motherfuckers. Not fighting them, just fighting them isn't enough. You gotta fight them even in a loss, but you put on a better performance than you do against, fucking Gervonta. I don't think he has it in him. I think this dude's gonna exit the sport a lot sooner than he initially thought.
Of course. No, I think he gets retired after this one, bro. And that's if he makes it out. Look at. Mm-hmm. With this last video, this is a week of him talking like this. So the arrest, or the, at least, how do you say it when they bring you in for questioning? Let's just say that might happen this next week. Mm-hmm. That might happen the week after. We don't know when the cops are going to get a hold of all these fucking videos he's putting out online. It's not like they're following Garcia. It's going to be someone that's going to go, hey, you hear what this kid's talking about he's seeing? And then whatever detective in that jurisdiction will look into what he's been saying about his area. And that's when it's going to get to, they got to cancel the fight. I think that's the only way it gets canceled, is if he now gets brought in, which he should. Mm-hmm. I don't think you should say you've seen kids get molested and you're not questioned by authorities. Mm-hmm. Unless he already has and they haven't told us. That might have happened, Miguel.
What
was that?
Oh, it's just a bike. I think some dude.
I was like a UFO. I was like, dude, it's Independence Day, bro. Run!
I know. Well, we're talking about the Vatican. It's like, oh shit, it's here. It's like, it's not us. It's Ryan. Go to Ryan, not us.
That was the first trumpet. Is that what you said?
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, I'm not impressed with Ryan. Ryan totally lost my respect. I love the sport of boxing. The sport's too big for him. He's not taking it well. What he said this weekend, to me, makes him a child. Listen, and I called him a child before. When he was chasing that girl around the apartment, he looked like a high school kid in that clip. The way he hit her hand hella hard and it was like, oh, come on, that wasn't a hard punch. That was such a young, like, a man knows they're not supposed to fucking hit a girl that hard. You know what I mean? A man would never do. He would have tapped it, played with her, in a flirtatious way, maybe not sexual, but just, play with. there. Oh, what? Like, oh my God, what are you, fucking 16, bro? You trying to prove something here? It was just so weird.
Maybe he is
hasn't
up
grown
here.
up.
Maybe he is 16.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. He hasn't grown up. He really hasn't. He's digging a bigger hole every time he comes out and says that it's fucking true. What I said was true. Weird, man. Just weird. Because he talked about being in a ritual. That's the last thing I'm going to bring up. In one of his interviews, he talked about like drinking potent. Dude, he talks about being in a ritual, and that's he might have envisioned these things. And that's what I mean about you got to send him to then the psycho ward.
Yeah.
And they might have done this already. There was a rumor that those 3 days missing, he might have been in one of those facilities. I hope Devin Haney fucking knocks him out. Miguel, you know, maybe I buy it, maybe I don't. I don't like dudes that hang around with pedophiles and then talk about it afterwards. You're a coward. I seen you take a knee in the biggest fight, and now you're telling me you watched a kid get hurt and didn't crack a jaw when they released you.
He took a knee against Gervonta, then he took a knee in life from this, you know, from this now.
That's the title.
Yeah. Now he's taking a knee. Shit. Yeah, he's taking the 10 count. He's like, yeah, I'm staying down here.
That's a good one. Got him. Should be the name of his book. That should be the name of his book. The Downfall of Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. Taking the Knee by Ryan Garcia. Staying down for the 10 count.
Don't like it, man. Don't like it. Even if he's bullshitting. I don't hang around with people that
you don't go that route.
I fuck little kid jokes.
Why would you bullshit about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, of all the gazillion of other things you can talk about, like, why aren't we hearing like he says, he flips off the camera hella times and he's like, well fuck Devin Haney, yada yada yada, right? And then like the shit talk stops there. He starts to go in a completely different direction, and it's like, what? Like, I don't talk more about Haney, fuck this other stuff. You know, don't go that direction if you're just bullshitting or if you're just trolling us. At least do it about fucking, you know, I don't know how, or talk smack about the sparring video with Gervonta and Haney or something. But it's like, why this direction? If he's just trolling us, why are we going this direction? All right. Well, that's all the topics that I had. You know, we got ourselves a nice little hour and some odd minutes show going. Was there anything else you wanted to add to this, Drew, before we call it a show?
Have a good trip. You're on vacation, bro. I think we gave them the hot stories of this week. So look, we're looking for a Ngannou future plan. Hopefully comes out this week. AJ future plan. The arrest of Ryan Garcia. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the apprehension. He's been apprehended from the hotel room.
Hopefully, the father and Oscar have a change of tune. With this new video, when are they going to start taking him serious? Right? Are we just going to hide behind that he's just playing when he's clearly saying he's telling the truth? Is that playing or is it not? The fuck? That's all I got, bro. Oh, and it's titled Ryan Garcia taking a knee on
life. Yeah.
Taking a knee on Davis, taking a knee on the kids. That's he's gonna be triggered. Miguel's gonna have a video on him in 24 hours, you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Miguel.
Like, fuck you. Who the fuck you think you're talking about?
And then he'll be like, fuck you, Miguel. You know what? Jesus saved me. And right after the F you, Miguel.
Right, exactly. It's like, you need Jesus in your life, Miguel. Fuck you.
Yeah. I don't know if it works like that, bro.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Yeah. I think you got to twist it, homie. I think you got to twist it. Don't get it twisted, right? Oh, geez. All right. Well, fantastic show. Yeah, we'll do. I will definitely, head on out. I'm driving out Tuesday morning back home. But thank you so much for joining us. As always, we're going to do our best to splice these shows together because of our technical difficulties earlier. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining us. We will see y'all next week. Y'all have yourselves a fantastic week. Peace.